It's time to dish because it's almost time for the Breeders' Cup Classic. A little more than 8 weeks away to North America's richest race, Western Hemisphere's richest race. Shaping up to be a good one, 3-year-olds versus older. The storylines we all want to see in the Breeders' Cup Classic. But, David, before we get into the actual horses in the race, my first question is, do you actually think we're going to have 14 in this race come November 1st?
When I was making my top 10 list, I was struggling with for that last four of them. I'm guessing
Yeah.
horses. I guess horses like Gosker are the ones that might fill out the field, depending on how they run in the Pennsylvania Derby. Horses like that. I saw Citizen Bull was going to the mile. Nysos is a huge question mark after he missed the race. I still think he's going to go to the mile. I could be wrong, but it's hard to trust Baffert and what he's going to do with
Right.
a horse like that because he missed a big race. I don't know. I was actually struggling for my last four horses because I don't know. I don't know who's gonna.
Yeah. Well,
I
we'll,
don't know
we'll
who's
take a
gonna
look at
appear.
yours and then mine. But yeah, Nysos, he's actually 10-1 overseas for the dirt mile, 14-1 for the classic. So I guess they
I was looking at
slightly
your.
think he might go to the dirt mile. But I mean, if he's impressive in the Goodwood, I guess you gotta go to the classic.
I was looking at. Well, Baffert did have. He was echoing some sentiments that he's a little worried about 10 furlongs.
Right. And then scratch
So
out of the 10 furlong
and he
race.
scratched out. And is the Goodwood a mile and a 16th?
I think it's a mile and an eighth.
Mile and an eighth. What that used to be called? It's not the Goodwood.
Well, last year it was the California Cup.
And a year before that was
Awesome
the
again.
Awesome again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up these days.
It's, well, we
Can
got the
you run?
Christophe Clement next year.
Can you run a can you run a rabbit in a race if there's not enough entries?
Yeah.
And I saw on your list
But
is
the
there your
Breeders' Cup can refuse an entry.
and they could they should
Although they
refuse them.
let, who was the turf horse? The
Shining Copper,
Woodbine? No.
not Shining Copper.
The Rick's Natural Star. They let him run.
I have a question though. I was
Yeah.
looking at your list.
All right.
Is that Aiden O'Brien horse actually coming? And is it a horse with ability, or is it your fair odds just echoing of what has been the past of his races in America in the classic?
I mean, like you, I put 14 in the gate, and like you, I struggled. I mean, Torpedo Anna is probably 1% to go. White Barrio, I think they've said dirt mile. I included those two just because they're big names, and White Barrio won the race last year. And McPeak has said before, he's considered the classic. So, in the interest of putting 14 on there, I decided to include those two versus
White
like,
Barrio's dirt mile.
right. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, Gosker will probably, if he runs well, fill in a spot, maybe chunk of gold. Not sure where he's going next,
There's
but
also there's a horse like Phileas Fogg if he ran well in the Woodward or
sure.
something,
Yeah, I mean, first mission, who knows what Brad will do with him. But anyway,
hopefully.
to answer your question about Delacroix, I mean, it's kind of like an Aiden O'Brien placeholder. I mean, he seems to enjoy supporting the classic. So I felt like that was the one because he's out of Tepin. And Aiden has noted that Tepin actually is a stakes winner on dirt. So I just kind of thought that was interesting. But yeah, I mean,
Did she
there's no conviction beyond the 10 we know are going.
did Tep not the sidetrack? Did Tepin win a race at Louisiana Delta Downs? Did she
Delta
win at Delta
Downs, yeah,
Downs?
she won the Princess.
I remember that. But yeah, anyways, I was just curious because I was looking at your list. I didn't have that horse on my radar. So
Yeah, I mean, it was just I was struggling after 10, and that was kind of like Aiden's mentioned it, so I put him on there. Now, like you said, after the PA Derby, I would assume. I mean, Bays is already on here, but I would assume maybe we'll get another pickup. And then look, we still have the Lucas Classic, the Woodward, and the Goodwood. Uh, we know Nysos is going to the Goodwood, so maybe that race might not produce another one. But surely the Woodward and Lucas Classic, some horses will come out of there for the Breeders' Cup.
yeah, I don't know how. I haven't seen the field for the Lucas Classic yet, but I've only seen two horses running in the Woodward so far, Locked and Phileas Fogg. So I don't know how. I think Mindframe's training up. And as we talk about the Woodward, I put number 10 locked on there. I think
Yeah,
he's one of the few. I mean, I don't know. We've talked about, I was struggling to find out a 10th, 11th horse. He does have a grade 1 win this year going 10 furlongs, one of the fastest 10 furlong races, but
out west, no less.
out west, I don't know if he's the same horse as he was in that race. His last two have been a little bit of clunkers, to say the least. But Antiquarian, who I have 7th, did come back to win out of the Suburban, obviously to win the asterisk Jockey Club Gold Cup. But yeah, no, I think a lot of people have Sovereignty 1, and I get it. I think Sovereignty's probably the best, horse coming into the race, but he doesn't really ship. He runs out of the barn. He's got to go across the country. And I'm really starting to wonder with Fierceness. I'm starting to wonder if he just likes these hard California tracks, because his 3 races in California are his 3 best races. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile, which he crushed at Santa Anita, his runner-up in the Classic, and his Pacific Classic. I'm starting to wonder if he just likes it out there. He's got more forward speed. If he's going to be the 4th choice in this race, probably, I would say Sovereignty's the favorite. I would say Forever Young, Sierra Leone are going to take a bunch of money. There's a chance Fierceness is the 3rd to 4th choice. I think he would
Great
be
point.
much better value than Sovereignty.
Yeah, no, he'll be. That's. I mean, depending on what Forever Young does, I
The
noticed
first,
he resurfaced, so that'll be
October
interesting.
1st.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do with Mind Frame. I don't. I thought he,
I
I
don't
thought he
either.
was.
I mean, I don't like that they're not planning to run again. I mean, that was no prep.
That
nine
was
weeks
not a
out.
prep. It was a prep for the horse, but it was not much of a prep for the jockey.
That's
I just don't know what
prepping
to do
for
with the
something
horse.
other than racing.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with a horse that's not running since June. I mean, it's a little different if
Right.
you run in August and you train up. If you haven't run a full race since the end of June, I don't know. I wish he would just run in the Woodward. I know they probably don't
I'd
want
run
to.
him in the Lucas Classic. I mean, he likes Churchill, and it's going to be a softer spot than the Woodward.
Nah, I don't know about that. You think so?
Who? I mean, I like Locked a lot. I mean, I didn't include him only because he's kind of been MIA, but that's a serious racehorse.
I know. I hope he comes back in the Woodward and runs a big race, because if you had a horse like Locked going into the Classic in good form and he was like 15, 20 to 1, like that's a type horse you can use underneath that you could get a price on, compared to a closer like Journalism, for example. I don't know what to do with Journalism at this point. I don't know if he's starting to fizzle out. I don't know if the races aren't setting up for him. I don't know why he's so far back now. I mean, he's just lagging behind. He's not in the bridle like he was. I don't know. I don't know if he's tired. I don't know if Fierceness is a better horse than him probably on his best day, but
Yeah.
I don't know. He never made up any ground on him.
No, I mean, he made up ground on everyone else.
Well, everyone else was I
Uh,
don't want to say.
your 6-7 is interesting. I mean, I'd say you have him ranked properly. I mean, obviously you could flip flop him if you wanted, if give Antiquarian credit for the win, but I think one of those. I mean, you kind of talked about the type like Locked if he's 15 to 1 off of a good run. I kind of see Highland Falls and Antiquarian somewhat similarly. Like in my mind, they're clearly going to be ignored in the win betting as a top choice, but I think either one's capable of being 3rd or 2nd by just running the race.
Antiquarian's kind of on the come up. There's a horse named Vino Rosso a couple years ago that kind of like made a big move in
Yeah.
the middle of the summer as his 4-year-old. I mean, this horse is getting better. It would if it would win if he won, would it shock me a little bit, but if he came 2nd or 3rd, would it shock me? Not at all.
Yeah.
Because
So what, Pletcher's going to have 4 in here?
well, if Locked runs well, he'll have 4.
Right.
I mean, he's got
Impressive.
3 training up to the race, so
Vino Rosso is an interesting pool because he's by Curlin, which also the sire of Journalism, and that's the one thing in the back of my head that keeps me coming back to Journalism is Curlin danced every dance as a 3-year-old and came into the Breeders' Cup Classic at Monmouth and just crushed that field. It was a pretty good field, I thought, street sense, etc. So, like, to me, that's where Journalism, like I don't really think there's quit when Curlin's on top.
no, he's gonna get more pace too. He'll get more of a
Yeah. Who is
scenario.
the pace setter in here?
If on the oof. Honest to God, if there's
Contrary
no,
thinking.
well, that's why I asked about the rabbit.
Yeah.
I guess Fierceness. I mean, if those horses on your list showed up, plus some of mine, Fierceness,
Yeah.
he would have to be, unless he draws the one hole and decides to duck into the rail, and then. But I mean, there's no speed in the. I can't remember last year who was the speed in the Classic. The pace was so hot. There was somebody, some runoff. I can't
Oh,
remember
it's
who it
plenty of
was.
speed.
I know I can't remember who set the pace, but I mean, I would say Fierceness
Let's look it
probably.
up. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Although we keep saying that, and then he's never like. I feel like that's the every race. It's Fierceness breaks and gets clear. He's the pace, and that doesn't happen. But
Well, I will say in the Whitney, there was that runoff, not the rabbit, the Mama's Gold. So there was real speed in the Whitney.
right, yeah,
Like,
and I mean to me that's to the jockey and Todd's credit is they don't train the horse that he needs to lead. They can adapt to the conditions. All right, let's see. Breeders' Cup Classic.
was it a
Someone
Baffert
yelled at the
horse?
screen. How do you not know?
I know everybody's.
That's a
I
distaff.
don't remember.
All right.
It was a crispy pace.
Oh, I wouldn't have got this.
Who?
DeRosa Gake.
I swear on my
I mean,
life.
in retrospect, should have gotten it, but Mixto pressed him.
I almost said, I swear to you, I almost said a Japan horse, but I did. I was thinking of the one. I wasn't. I was thinking of the one that ran fourth in the Derby last year. I was not thinking of the maybe last year. I can't remember the horse's name, but well, there you go. I don't think Derma's coming back.
No, he might be retired too, actually.
Yeah, but anyways, I don't. There's not a
Yeah,
lot.
no, and I actually didn't realize that Fierceness, once Mixto dropped out of it, Fierceness pressed Derma the rest of the way. So.
Fierceness did all the dirty work in the Classic. Yeah. It's not even a debate.
Yeah,
There's some people that say Sierra Leone's
young never went by.
Who?
Forever Young.
No, he was close to the pace though. He wasn't.
Yeah, but he never went by Fierceness. Like Turning for Home, I remember thinking Forever Young's going to win.
Turning for Home, I remember thinking my Fierceness was going to cash it out. But no, it's the preps aren't going to tell. I mean, I guess a horse like Hit Show could be. You had him on your list, another horse that could fill in. But when's the last Governors of West Virginia winner to run in the Classic?
Yeah, it's probably like some horse like Newfoundland.
I'm sure he's running the Lucas Classic though, prepping in the Lucas Classic.
You would think.
Yeah.
Him and First Mission, whoever runs better will go in the Classic.
Yeah.
The other one will go to the Clark.
Probably so.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the Breeders' Cup. Plenty of time to distill what's going on. We do have to let you brag though, because a flat bet profit for the full meeting. When do you do your picks? Like 2 days in advance?
Well, with them drawing so much earlier this year, I was doing like 4 days in advance, 4 days.
That's strong.
So I did. I started off guns blazing, got cold like around day 30, and then I finished off the last 4 days real good. But the weather was good this year. There wasn't that many track biases. I picked up on a couple clues how horses were running. Whether it was 2-year-old second time on the turf routing, those horses seem to really be winning, especially Pletcher horses. So I kind of picked up on a couple clues towards the end of the meet, and I had my best Saratoga meet to date. I'll probably be abysmal next year, but
regression to the mean is a real thing. But regardless, you are to be applauded for that, and hopefully some peeps cashed in. So I'm guessing this week. Kentucky Downs and Del Mar, and then Churchill next week.
And Bach.
No, of course, Bach.
Yeah, we got Churchill and Aqueduct open on September 11th. And then, like you said, I'll have Kentucky Downs and Del Mar, which runs till Sunday, I'm guessing, for closing day. And then Keeneland.
Are you doing the Super Derby card at Louisiana Downs this week?
I'm not.
No. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have fair odds so people can look for that.
I'll tune into that and I'll bet your fair odds.
There you go. I like it. Cox has one in there too.
Shocker.
Yeah. He got hot at the end.
His 2-year-old started running well at the end because his Saratoga was going. He started winning a couple turf races, got going a little bit. I don't know if he won a graded stakes the whole meet though. I don't think he won one.
I don't think so either. What about these Amos 2-year-olds?
All three of them seem to be really good.
I think I like the most recent one, the best.
The one that
Oscar
ran
horse. Oscar's
the one,
Hope.
yeah, the one that ran that huge figure scares me a little bit. I got to see that again because that horse was not even. I know you don't have to be touted to be a monster, but that horse was like 6-1. I mean, he was bet a little bit, but he's running in the Champagne, which I like. I like them running in a 1-turn race compared to going straight to a 2-turn race out of that race. Because if he wins that, he gets a mile, he goes to the Breeders' Cup. But if he ran a 2-turn race, got ranked, didn't run on, you wouldn't see him again in the Breeders' Cup. So at least
Right.
I hope he's in the race at least.
So Cox did win, and shame on me for not knowing this one. He did win a stakes at Saratoga.
What graded stakes?
Grade 1.
Oh, he won the Jerkins. He did win the Jerkins. I forgot. You know why I forgot about that race? Because I needed Captain Cook, and that's why I forgot about it. Because he was 25-1, and
Did I ask you about this last week?
No, would you ask?
You and Shat both like Captain Cook. What'd I miss?
I did not have him on top, but I bet a pick 5, and I had a backup pick 5, and I hit, and I had both of him in my pick 5s. I had him like third I had him in my exactas and tries. I just thought he was value and switching. Have you seen Rick Dutro's stats this year? They're awful.
It's been a while, but yeah.
No, they were horrible, and he was switching to Pletcher, and I was like, this horse has ability. He's probably going to improve going from Dutro to Pletcher, so I threw him in there. But I forgot about the Jerkins. Patch Adams is a nice horse, though. Yeah, perfect trip.
Well, he's 13 for his last 104, so not bad.
He was 1 for 36 at Saratoga, I think.
He's 0 for 7 in stakes the last 3 months.
McAfee's 4 of those, I think. Feels like it. I feel like McAfee's running in every race now.
0 for 7 in allowances. Yeah,
he was 1 for 36 at Saratoga, I think. So that was the reason I threw Captain Cook and everything, because of the trainer switch.
Not bad.
And all the Baffert frauds were in there, so I thought.
I think I picked Captain Cook in every prep he was in the spring. So, I mean, there's obvious ability there, but yeah, I got off him there.
It's all right. There's always next time when he's 5-2. When he's 5-2.
Yeah. If he should be 2-1 though, 5-2 is a great price.
That's absolutely fact. That's why you do the Ed's fair odds value.
That's right. All right. So you have Kentucky Downs Thursday?
All 4. They got 4 days left. I'll do all 4 days.
Right. All right. Love it. And then Churchill, Del Mar closing.
Grant runs this weekend. Grade 1. Whatever the race is called in California now. The final
Futurity.
one. Yep, that one. Brand will be in there. Ran a 174 buyer in his debut. Looking forward to that one.
They haven't changed it yet?
No. California buyers are a little over-exaggerated to begin with. I'm sure he'll get a few more points.
You saw they changed Noffies.
To what?
98.
Okay, I have something to say about this. I'm not a figure maker. I don't do all the calculations. If you visually watched that race, there's no way you sat there and said this is a 92. There's no way you thought it was that low. And that's not low.
No.
Because he won by 8 lengths, and he beat a bunch of 80 buyer horses by 8.5 lengths. And he was going away at the wire. Like, visually, you're like, oh, this is an 100.
No, that was.
Can I say one thing about that horse? Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I hope Brant wins by the length of the stretch on Saturday or Sunday, whatever day that race is, and Ted Nolfi is not the favorite, because to me that horse just looks 2 turns for days.
Can Pletcher ship west and win a Breeders' Cup though?
Didn't Fierceness win the Juvie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, wait a second. This is like a trick question. That was not that long ago. And Vino Rosso won in California.
Was that in California?
Yeah, I was there.
2019?
Bricks and Mortar won the turf, and then Vino won the dirt classic. I was there.
That was the year Midnight Bisou got beat too, right? By the is it no, not Foss. Who? Nacho's horse, right?
Oh, Blue Prize.
That's it.
Joe Bravo's only Breeders' Cup winner.
Mm-hmm. That's one more than Perry Oots.
Why do you got Perry's a Hall of Famer? Perry's been riding since
The 50s, right?
1854. Yeah, I don't know. 1854. He's got 9 million mounts.
It's incredible. Not as incredible as that Saratoga stat, though.
That's how we should leave it right there.
That's all you need. I'll let you say goodbye, though.
Goodbye, everybody. Get the Princess sheets.